Good morning, friends. Welcome back to another update. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you had a safe trading day. Today was kind of weird. It did what I wanted it to do at first, and then it stopped doing things that I wanted it to do. So if you remember from last night, I was mentioning that if we stayed in between this tail and this wick up here, that I would entertain a trade, and I would like to grab the buy side liquidity pool here and then reprice aggressively lower, and that did not happen. So that was kind of lame. I went to bed early, stayed up for, or woke up, or went to bed early, woke up early for unemployment claims here, and this was my setup from this morning. Now, if you go onto my Twitter and scroll up a bit, you'll see the trade and execution. Really quick and to the point, in and out burger. It was just obvious and it was there, so I took it. And then shortly after, my private students are privy to this and they can feel free to call me out in the comments. This is the setup that I was looking for. Okay, this guy right here. And I was in profits about 106 ticks before I seen the thing, and I collapsed it, and that recording is uploaded with my peeps. So again, you'll see many people in the comments saying, he's lying, but no, I collapsed it, and she went the other direction. So today we're going to learn how to be offside, still profitable. And also, if you remember at the beginning of the week, I was mentioning I'm not looking for anything heavy. I'm not looking for any sort of like really big plays. I'm not counting on any. Now, if some were to materialize, it would likely be Thursday unemployment claims or opening bell, or Friday's PCE folder. So these were the 2 days that I'm looking to really put up and look for a trade. So this one coming back, it's okay. Look at it continued the uptrend here. Came back down and repriced into our fair value gap and bullish mitigation block here. Boom, entry. So I was complete at 11. I don't want to see price doing this. Even though there was still some movement up, I do not want to see price coming back after 11. This candle's got to hold, this wick's got to hold, and that's the end of that. So being offside is okay, and as I was mentioning, we're going to use this time, these next few weeks, as a means to rebuild confidence, look for expansions in a very conservative way. So today, if this bearish order block would have offered me a lower repricing, today would have been pretty cool, huh? Well, let's take a look at Bitcoin. As coincidence would have it, Bitcoin did exactly what I wanted NASDAQ to do. It rose up, stopped people out, and then what happened? It dumped. So that was the stop hunt here. Just that little wick. That's all it needed. Its own little bearish order block here. Holding, 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 boom. So it is what it is, man. When these two assets are arguing, you don't get big, violent, dynamic moves. When they're moving together and they're singing a good tune and they're holding hands down the posy fields, that's when you're getting real violent moves. Okay, so if you ever want to know if your trade's going to run for you, go check out what Bitcoin's doing. If it's not agreeing with NASDAQ, just chill out. Or be prepared to hold for a high resistance liquidity run, just like today. And a high resistance meaning it wasn't dynamic in its move, right? It was a lot of up and down, a lot of give and take, a lot of emotions. It had a 3 drives pattern, walked on it. Half of retail says that's a reversal. The other half says it's continuation. I don't think they really know. But anyway, running up into, what do we get here? Let's check out a daily chart. So that's the top of this down close candle here. I'm just gonna drop in the 4 hour. Why did I have that annotated? I don't really know. So I'm just gonna take it off. Put it there for some reason. So back to a daily chart. This order block here, indigo, blasting price to the upside. Yeah, woohoo. So it's okay. We've got a classic Monday, Tuesday, I guess, on the candle. So Tuesday, low of the week. And then we've got Thursday expanding into the week. Let's see what Friday does. So I was mentioning my bearish bias is offside. If we reprice above 3/4 of that wick right there on a closing basis on a 4 hour chart. And so I'm permitting price to do all it wants in here before running lower. So just cherry picking where we stopped today. Let's check out this guy here. And that is the inversion fair value gap. Weird that it stopped right there, that specific price point. And it's not a magical array. It's just a fair value gap that's been SR flipped. I mean, doesn't that work pretty good for bias and sentiment? I'd say so. So as price is doing this beautiful bull flag after the stop hunt, it rips and it's running for a premium array. Great. That's amazing. So in other words, I'm really liking what's going on here. Now I'm going to take that weekly rejection block that we've had on all week and just note where we closed. Where did we close in relation to the price point given at the beginning of the week? The upper quadrant. Fancy that. How it's that perfect. And so this afternoon, I was looking for maybe price action to want to flip this. I still do. I am still under the impression that we're going to drop. So tomorrow, if we start poking up into this inversion fair value gap here, this is going to be exactly what we're going to study. So you see the midway point of the rejection block, how we SR flipped it with a fair value gap. If I see that on a 5 or 15 minute chart tomorrow for New York AM session, I'm obviously probably likely offside and we just continue to moon, and that wouldn't be the worst thing. That would be great because then altcoins can start ripping and ETH can start ripping and the Dow Jones can start ripping. And we need those violent moves to get retail, and we've been just waiting for alt season forever. Anyway, we'll deal with that later. But that's what I'd like, and I might not get it. So my bias is still bearish, even though we're going up. I know this is going to be really confusing to many of you, but my best shorts come from stop hunts of equal highs. God bless you all. Thank you all for joining, and we will see you tomorrow. Peace.